I was the daughter of a priest. No man had ever seen me till date. But on the night of my marriage, my husband accused me of being characterless, and to prove this, he also got me done an ultrasound, which revealed that I was 4 months pregnant. He immediately divorced me and left me at my parents' house. I returned to my father's house crying, and at 2 o'clock in the night, I felt something wet on my bed. When I removed the sheet and saw, my eyes were filled with astonishment. I was torn because I was the daughter of a very high-ranking priest. It would not be wrong to say that I had a certificate of my decency. Our family was looked upon with great respect in the entire locality. There were discussions about my father's honesty and decency, but I had realized that whenever my father was praised, my aunt would frown. She would not say anything but would always shake her head in denial. When the person giving the praise would get up and go away, the aunt would say that no matter how good someone's behavior is, but God knows the intentions of a person. I would nod my head at this, and the aunt would remain silent, but there was a deep sadness in her eyes, as if she wanted to say something to me, but could not say it. In the beginning, I would insist that she tell me what was going on in her mind, but when she refused to answer, I too became silent. Now I had stopped asking her anything because I had realized that she would never share her feelings. One thing that I had realized over the years was that my aunt did not like my father. I did not understand why, because I had never seen anything bad in my father. The biggest thing was that after Uncle's death, Father had proudly adopted his widowed sister. He kept Aunt in his house and took care of her every need even when Uncle passed away. After a long time passed, my father sent a message through my mother to ask my sister if she wants to marry again. On this, my aunt clearly refused. She said, "Go and tell your husband that if my 2 meals a day is becoming too much for him, then I will work as a laborer somewhere, but I will not marry." When my mother told this to my father said that it seems that my sister's heart is filled with worldly relations. After some time, my mother's health started deteriorating, and then suddenly, one day she died. At that time, I was only 4 years old. My mother's separation had driven me crazy. I was the only child of my parents, hence I was very close to my mother. After her departure, it felt as if I was left alone in this big world. I was not interested in anything. I did not even feel like playing sports. I used to cry all day long, remembering my mother. Neither eating nor drinking water, Aunt remained immersed in the grief of her husband. So she never paid much attention to me. But one day when I fell very ill, she realized that I was alone without a mother. After this, Aunt took care of me by becoming a mother. She had no children of her own, so she made me her daughter. Now she started spending most of the time with me. After my mother's departure, I became very lonely. So I started looking for mother's love in the shadow of Aunt. So when Aunt said anything bad about father, I did not find those things bad. It was evening time. I was in the kitchen preparing for the evening meal. Aunt was preparing vegetables, and I was rolling rotis. Then father came to the kitchen, lovingly touched my head and said, "Son, I am very hungry. Bring food quickly." Saying this, he went out of the kitchen. As soon as he left from there, Aunt looked at me, pressed my hand and said in a serious tone, "You are young. There is no need to mingle much with your father. Keep distance from your father." This is what Aunt said to me. I found it very strange that someone keeps a distance from his father. I asked Aunt, "What kind of things are you saying?" She said, "These men are made of very strange clay. They do not love their children like a mother, of course. When they have something to do with their children, only then they start reminding them of their love." I became silent because I had no answer to this. I often thought that by now I should have got used to these things, because in our house, the atmosphere was strange. Father would not make eye contact with Aunt. If he had to convey something to Aunt, he would send it through me. Aunt also kept banging the utensils in the house in Father's presence, as if she was expressing her anger. I had realized that whenever Aunt did this, Father would get nervous and would immediately go out of the house. I started feeling bad about my aunt's actions. One day, I could not control myself, so I asked Aunt, "Sit, why do you do this to my father?" "My father stays out of the house the whole day, and as soon as he comes back home, you start showing your anger." At that time, she said in a very strange way, "Your father has tortured me a lot. He has given me the roof of my house, but he has tainted my soul. I cannot forgive him. That is why I keep telling you all the time to stay away from this person as much as possible." I said, "Aunt, why do you say this? The father is the shadow of the child's head, and the child rests in the shadow of his parents, and you want to take me away from this shadow." Aunt said, "I want to take you away not from the shadow, but from the burning sun. Some relationships are not right, rather they are burning incense." I had never understood Aunt's words, nor was I going to understand. That is why I had stopped paying attention to her words. She used to come to my room every night and used to talk to me. She used to say that I will not go to my room until you sleep. I used to tell Aunt that I have grown up, don't worry about me, I will sleep on my own. Then Aunt used to say that now you have grown up. That is why I am more worried about you. When you sleep, then I will get up and go to my room. It used to be like this every day. Even today, I fell asleep while talking with Aunt. It was probably 2 o'clock in the night when I opened my eyes and wanted to drink water. So I was surprised to see that today there was no water on my side table. This had never happened before. Perhaps I had never opened my eyes at night before. Well, I thought that I would go to the kitchen myself and drink water. When I came out of my room, I was surprised to see that there was light coming from my aunt's room. I thought that Aunt was awake at this time. Was her health deteriorating? So I quickly moved towards her room. The door was closed, but I heard Father's voice from inside. Father was saying that whatever has happened is the result of misunderstanding. Forgive me. Aunt was crying and said, "I can't forgive you. You have done a lot of injustice to me, and that is why I keep your daughter away from you, because you are a cruel person." Now I was shocked and started wondering what on earth my father had done to Aunt. Father said, "I can't repeat the mistake I have made with you with my children. Don't worry, I have also found a relationship for Mahima. I am going to marry her very soon." Aunt said, "No, I will not allow you to find a relationship. I will find a relationship for my daughter myself." Father said, "Yes, I know that you have brought up Mahima as a mother. I will also not decide any relationship from my side. First, I will put all the things in front of you. If you find this relationship okay, then only I will marry Mahima." While Father was talking about this, I had come back to my room with water from the kitchen. I was forced to think that perhaps Father was behind Aunt's strange personality. He might have caused some pain to his sister, and due to which she was so angry with him, but what else had happened of which I was unaware? Then it also came to my mind that Father could have talked about my relationship with Aunt even during the day. So what was the need of going to her room at this time? But more than these things, what bothered me was that I don't know how Father treated me. I didn't realize that Father was already thinking about marriage for me and was searching for a boy for me. I fell asleep thinking this because I was used to getting up early in the morning. I used to sleep the whole night. I think I didn't even change sides. Well, early in the morning, I got up, took bath, and recited puja, opened the door of Aunt's room, and went inside. When she came, she was smiling and said that Arbano will become the bride. I had already heard the words of Father and Aunt, but had not expressed it. I said without any expression on my face, "Aunt, what are you saying?" She started saying, "I am talking about your marriage. Your father has liked the boy. Today they will bring your relationship, and after seeing all of us, will say yes. Tell me, did you feel happy?" I kept my face flat and said, "Aunt, what dream did you have?" Aunt got confused after listening to me. She said, "It was your father who told me." I said, "When did he tell you?" "You were in my room last night. Till then you did not say anything like this to me." I myself did not even realize why I was asking such questions to Aunt. Aunt's face. I could clearly feel the changing complexion. She started saying, "After you fell asleep, your father told me that you don't even like to talk to Father in front of me. And then why did you talk to Father after I slept?" On hearing this, my aunt's face turned red. She said, "Mahima, you have spoiled my mind. Now you don't talk to me." Saying this, she went away, and I lay down quietly on my bed. I had not come out of my room in the afternoon, when people came to see me, Auntie. My future mother-in-law took me out with her, and on seeing me, she started cursing. I saved my eyes and found out that my future husband had also come to see me. When our eyes met, he looked at me with a smile. His smile had a magical effect on my desperate heart. I had realized that I had liked the boy. After sitting with the guests for a while, I returned to the room. Samir's relation had come for me. He was a good person, and I liked him. If I had got married to him, I would have liked him. There was no objection of any kind. After the guests left, Aunt came and sat near me. She held my hand and said, "Tell me, how did you like the boy? Have you seen him?" I nodded my head. Aunt said, "I had told your father that, till the boy comes to our house, Mahima will not see him. If it had not happened, I would not have agreed to the marriage. Your father had to give in to my stubbornness." I smiled. In the morning, when Aunt talked to me about my marriage, I got very upset. But now that I had seen the boy myself, I was relieved. Auntie said, "Yes, son, you guessed it right. He is a good boy and also looks good." I nodded and hugged Auntie. She had tears in her eyes and said that it would be better if you leave on time and go to your home. It would be better if you leave this house as soon as possible. After listening to Auntie, I said, "Who will save you from father's oppression after I leave, Auntie?" I started laughing. Now I am not afraid of anyone. There were some different expressions in Aunt's eyes, seeing which I got scared. I was not able to understand the meaning of her words. "If father has tortured you, then what revenge did you take?" Aunt said. "Don't get involved in all these things. I am strong enough to take my revenge. You concentrate on your marriage and celebrate your happiness." I smiled. I had also thought that when I would return home for the first time after marriage, I would talk to Aunt about every night of her life. I will try to find out. The boy's family asked me to fix the date of marriage within a week. I was wondering why they are doing this so soon, but Aunt was very happy. Mahima is a very nice boy, and his family members are very nice. You should leave as soon as possible and go to their house, lest the relationship gets into trouble. I would be surprised to hear their words and ask why there would be any problem in my relationship. They have liked me of their own free will, and I have not forced anything. Aunt says no. I knew that sometimes fate plays a game. I was not able to understand his words. How did I realize that my fate was playing a new game for me? Well, we were not very rich. My father was a big priest, and our only livelihood was arranged. Aunt had given her wedding jewelry as a wedding gift, and after selling some of it, she had bought things for me. The marriage was very simple from our side, but the boy's family had decided to get married with great pomp and show. They were aware of our financial condition. I knew about her. That's why she promised to bring a procession of fewer people. The wedding day came. I borrowed my friend's lehenga and wore it. I was looking very beautiful. She was delicate, thin, and had a very fair letter. I was happy that my life was about to change. Then, when the time of farewell came, I hugged my aunt and cried. At that time, I was missing my mother a lot. Father put his hand on my head and said, "Son, there is no need to cry. Pray for your new life. God will do everything well." I sat in the car. My husband was sitting near me. Tears were falling from my eyes, so he held my hand. My heartbeat became faster. "You will always be mine. I will support you for the whole life. I will never let you have tears in your eyes." I was very worried, so my husband started consoling me. "Even before you, Mother had shown me pictures of many girls, but I was not interested in them. But when I saw you, I thought that you will become my wife. You are the queen of my house." My heart felt at ease after listening to his words. The walls of our strangeness will be broken in a few moments. I was proud of my luck that I have got such a good life partner. I started feeling that my life would be very beautiful in his company, but how did I know that my luck was about to change? When I reached my in-laws' house, my husband held my hand and brought me down from the car. Then the rituals took place in the house, and after that I was made to sit in the bedroom. My bedroom was decorated with flowers. After some time, my husband came into the room. "Now you are not only the mistress of this room, but of the entire house. You can do whatever you want. There are no restrictions on you. I just want your loyalty. I want you to be loyal to me all my life." Then he came and sat near me and said, "I know I am going to ask you a strange thing. No husband should ask all this on the first night, but I want us to know everything about each other today itself. If you have ever had a friend, then you tell me. I want to forget all your things and mistakes and start a new life with you." I said, "Sabir, in my life you are already a man. Before you, I have never even looked at any man. Talking is a very distant thing. I was speaking 100% truth with my husband at that time. I had never even thought of being friends with any man, but I was aware that if I had made any mistake in the past, had committed any crime, then I would never have told about it to my husband, because I had been made to understand long ago that my aunt would say that if a woman, if she has committed any mistake in her life before marriage, then it is her and God's matter. You should never tell your husband about your crime. He asks you about your heart with love and trust, and then keeps taunting you throughout your life. You should never tell your mistake by getting trapped in the trap of a man's love. Whatever crime we commit is ours and God's. The husband should not know anything about it." My husband smiled and started saying yes. "Mahima, I know that you are a priest. You are Samir's daughter. You can never do any mistake. This is the reason for marrying you, because your past will be spotless." I smiled. My husband was looking at me with loving eyes. Then he said, "Mahima, you change your clothes and come. We both will sit and talk. We will ask about each other's likes and dislikes. We will spend the best days of our lives with each other." My eyes sparkled after listening to Samir's words. It seemed as if I have been given all the happiness of life in my hands. Samir had come wearing comfortable clothes. He was looking at me smilingly. He said, "You are wearing bright red clothes. It means that you like bright colors." I shook my head in denial and said no. "Actually, I like blue color instead of red. But Aunt had said that wearing red color in the days before the wedding brings happiness to the newlywed bride. Samir, I want my life to be filled with happiness with you." Samir said, "You tell me what else you do. Do you want?" He held my hand and made me sit near him. I said, "I want love, affection, and respect from you." Samir was smiling while talking to me, but I suddenly saw the smile disappearing from his face. His face had turned pale. Seeing him upset like this, I felt like I would not be able to breathe. I felt something untoward, with great intensity. I remained completely silent and started studying his face with deep eyes. Now I don't know what lightning he was going to throw on me. I don't know what he was going to tell me. Samir started saying slowly, he said, "Are you very skinny? Is your diet too less?" I got worried after listening to him. I thought that maybe my husband likes fat girls, so I said, "Yes, I'm not able to eat much. But don't worry, if you like fat girls, I will double my diet and will become fat in a few days. Food affects me very quickly." Samir started saying, "If this is the case, then why are you so weak at the time of your marriage?" I got nervous, and that is why I was replying haltingly. I said, "This is only because I thought that you might like thin girls. That is why I was dieting." Samir said, "Well, you have succeeded in your dieting." I said, "Yes, of course." He said, "Then this stomach of yours." He spoke in such a way that the sky started dancing in front of me. I said, "What happened to my stomach?" He said, "Why is it so big? You are very smart, and the girls who are smart do not have bulging stomachs. Your stomach." What happened? I put my hand on my stomach. It was like a hard stone. I noticed I was really very weak, but the thing that was clearly visible in my whole body was my stomach. I remember very well when I took my friend's wedding lehenga and wore it. It was getting tight on my stomach. I told her that it does not fit me. It is a little tight. My friend laughed and said, "Well, you have become fat in the joy of marriage. Don't worry." Neither did she pay any special attention to this, nor did I pay any attention to it. Now I was very nervous. I told Samir, "Don't worry, I will do exercise." Tears came in my eyes. I said, "Why are you doing that?" He started saying, "You know I am a doctor. I catch the cause of illness just by looking at the face." I said, then what's the problem? Have I got some kind of disease? Samir shook his head in denial and gave me a deep shock. He said, you have a very dangerous disease, unfaithful. My heart skipped a beat after hearing his words of unfaithfulness. What are you saying? There is no unfaithfulness, my husband started saying. Whose child is growing in your womb? Tell me the whole truth. I started crying bitterly. There is no such thing. I have not done anything wrong with anyone. I am not pregnant. Where did the child in my womb come from? He said. I only want loyalty from you and nothing else. But what have you done? You have come to my house with someone else's child. Oh, you should die by drowning. I was not able to understand my husband's words. I said, what are you doing? They are saying, where did the child come from in my womb? I never even talked to any man. My husband started saying that if you are not ready to accept your mistake, then I am also not ready to divorce you like this, because then I will regret for the whole life that I wish I had accepted your words. Come on, I will take you to a doctor and get you checked and bring you back. Now milk will turn into milk and water. I said, this means that is why you were talking like this till now. Samir said. Yes, because I can't let an unruly woman stay in my house. He held my hand and took me outside. It was thankful that no one was present in the courtyard at that time, because everyone would start asking, where are you taking the newlywed bride? And if he had told that he is taking the newlywed bride to the gynecologist, then what respect would I have left? Well, I remained silent. I had nothing to say. I was praying from my heart to God that now He will help me. Do it. The boy is very good. I don't want to lose it. God, please prove my character right. I should not be accused of any kind. I kept crying and praying. Finally, he came to the hospital. He took me to the doctor. The doctor did an ultrasound, and after listening to what he said, I felt as if a lightning had struck me. The doctor said, you are 4 months pregnant. I started shaking my head in denial and said, this is not possible. Till date, no one has ever touched me. Doctor, on this matter of mine. He smiled and started saying that every girl says like this after committing a crime. But sorry, I cannot change the report, which is true. It is true. I got up and came out. Samir also came behind me. He held my hand and made me sit in his car and took me with him. He started saying, now will you say something in your defense? I started crying bitterly. I said, Samir, everything has come in front of you. I am 4 months pregnant, but God is witness. Till date, I have never even talked to anyone. Meeting me is a very far-away thing. I don't know whose child this is and where it has come from. Samir looked into my eyes and said, then keep an eye on your surroundings. Who did this crime to you? How many people live in your house? I said, we are just 3 people, my father and aunt. Samir started saying, take care around you. After this, he divorced me. I did not say anything to him because maybe this was written in my destiny. He left me at my father's house. I knocked on the door. The aunt opened the door. She was surprised to see me and started saying, how did you come here? It is 1 o'clock in the night. How did you leave your house and come here? A newlywed bride does not come back to her parents' home on the first night of her marriage. I said, Aunt, my husband has divorced me. Hearing this, the aunt's mouth was wide open. She started saying, what are you saying? How is this possible? Why did he divorce you? I said, because I have a 4-month-old child in my stomach. Hearing this, my aunt was surprised. Auntie slapped me hard on my face. She said, who did you blacken your face with? Aren't you ashamed? I started crying and screaming. I said, I haven't done anything wrong, Auntie. I don't even know where this child has come from. I also don't know this. I don't know whose it is. I haven't done anything bad. I kept shouting then. Aunt sat near me and hugged me. She took me to the room and gave me water to drink. She asked how everything happened. I said, I don't know, Aunt. It is not my fault. Saying this, she went to Father's room. Father was sleeping deeply. I also went there. I said, Dad, get up. Listen to me. But Father did not listen to me. Aunt started saying, Son, isn't it that your father stays out of the house the whole day and wakes up early in the morning, and that is why he sleeps in deep sleep throughout the night? Now he will wake up only in the morning. Then you tell him about your story. Aunt sat with me and cried the whole night. I told her that, when will my culprit come in front of me? She said, "Don't worry. I will find the one who has done this to you. Trust me." Aunt went to the room to wake up Father in the morning. Father went to the temple as soon as he woke up, then returned home after a long time. As soon as he came, he asked what was the matter. The people of the locality were telling that crying sounds were coming from our house at night. Who was crying? I came out of the room and said, "Dad, I was crying." He was surprised to see me. "What happened, daughter?" he asked. I told him everything. Dad's face paled. I said, "It is not my fault. I don't know who did all this to me." He remained silent. He bowed his head and then went out of the house while I was very upset. There was no one in my house except the three of us. I, Father, and Aunt. None of them could be suspected, but I had decided that I would reach my culprit at any cost. I prayed to God to expose whoever had done all this. I started keeping an eye on the affairs of my house. I did not let anyone feel that I was keeping an eye on everything, even though I was lost in my grief. I was aware of everything that was happening around me. I used to be worried all day long. I used to keep moving around the house. My father was so sad that he did not come to the house. When it was night, my aunt would come and lie down with me. She would talk to me and say that everything will be good in your life. Don't worry, your problems will go away. God will take care of everything. Her words would give me hope, and my eyes would fall. Then, I would wake up at 4 a.m. I was forced to sleep as if some apocalypse had passed on me. The mountain of sorrows had broken. But why was my night's sleep not disturbed? Why did I sleep like this the whole night? What was the reason behind it? Why did I fall asleep in Aunt's presence? That is why I told Aunt many times that she should sleep in her room, but still she would come to my room till I slept. She would not go out. That is why I had thought that this time I would play a trick. I would reveal myself to Aunt like this. I will say that I have slept, but will remain awake and keep an eye on everything throughout the night. At night, Aunt came to my room and started talking to me. I closed my eyes and showed her that I had slept. After some time, she called me Mahima, but I did not answer. Then she got up and went out. I also sat up from my bed and went and stood near the window of the room. It was not much later that I heard the sound of someone jumping from the courtyard as if a person had come into our house. I became very alert. Seeing this, I was scared to death. A young man had entered my house. He took a look here and there, and then went towards my aunt's room. Seeing this, my life shuddered that he might harm my aunt. I also reached there with quiet steps. The boy was in my aunt's room. I went ahead and saw from the window that the boy was talking with my aunt. It seemed that both of them already knew each other, and while talking, he suddenly put a cloth in front of the aunt, due to which the aunt fell into a deep sleep. I was shocked to know what the boy was going to do with the aunt. Then he said, "What do you think, old lady? I come here because of you. You think it is wrong. I come here for your niece. What interest would I have in you? Yes, it's okay. I take money from you and eat and talk to you about love too. I take it. But the real purpose of my coming here is your niece." Hearing these things, I became frozen like a stone. I ran into my room. I placed 2 pillows on the bed and put a sheet over them so that it seemed as if someone was sleeping there. Then I went to the attached bathroom and hid. I saw from the door that the boy was in my room. When I came, he took out the bottle, soaked a handkerchief in it, removed my bedsheet, and moved ahead with the intention of putting me to sleep. But when he did not find me on the bed, he was surprised. There were only 2 pillows lying there. The anesthetic medicine in his hand had fallen on the bed, due to which he got wet. The boy tried to search for me here and there, but he understood that I was awake. He got scared that I might tell anyone. He ran away from my house to save his life. I went to the bathroom. I sat down and started crying bitterly. Oh God, what has happened? What is all this? I was not able to understand anything. I went to Aunt's room and called her, but she was lying unconscious. I went to Father's room. He was also sleeping deeply. I then came back to my room and closed the door and did not come out of my room for the whole night. When I woke up in the morning, went out, I saw that Aunt and Father had woken up. They had left for the temple. Seeing me, Aunt started saying, "Hey, how are you so early? I woke up and said that I have found my culprit. Aunt was surprised and said, "Where is your culprit? Tell me." I held Aunt's hand and took her to my room and then asked me to tell you the truth today, what atrocities my father had committed on you. Aunt had tears in her eyes and said, "Perhaps I would never have been able to tell you this, but now, since you yourself are going through a sorrow, I will tell you everything. In my youth, I used to like a boy, and he also liked me. I wanted and said that I will marry you. My mother also agreed, but your father put obstacles in this relationship. He said that I will not marry my sister to this boy, because the boy does cable work and earns money in wrong way. He will feed black money to my sister. My brother did not allow me to have an outside relationship and got me married to one of his pandit friends. He was 20 years older than me. My husband was good, but I could not forget my love. The marriage lasted only for a few days. Time passed, and then my husband died. This punishment was too big for me. My in-laws called me Manus and threw me out of the house. I came back to my house. Now my brother started avoiding me. He knew that all this happened because of him. If he had got me married as per my choice, I would not have been a widow today. I would have had my husband's support. My brother was afraid to even talk to me. He told his wife to go and ask my sister whether she wants to marry again or not. I searched for my lover's number, and when I talked to him, he said that I am now married. There is no place for you in my life. I also refuse to marry again. From that day till now, I hate your father. I used to feel scared. Whenever he used to treat you with love, he would take pride in you. Then I would think that he will marry you to an older man, if you refuse. He will blackmail you like this by reminding you of my love. I have loved you a lot, daughter. Have I fulfilled all your wishes? My small wish cannot be fulfilled. He will trick you by saying all this. That is why I did not want you to get too close to your father, because daughters are ready to give up their lives for the sake of their father. For the sake of your father's happiness, you too would have married an older man, and then become a widow like me. That is why I had always drawn a line between you two parents. Whenever I looked at your father, my sorrow would get refreshed. I would look at him and do the utensils. Well, I had also thought that I would take revenge from this man. What did he say that my husband would feed me black money? I had also thought that I, too, would get into a wrong kind of relationship. You will be surprised and hurt to know that your aunt is in an illicit relationship with a boy who is 10 years younger than her age. I used to cook food for your father, and you every day in his sleep, due to which he could not stay awake the whole night. These things, hearing this, I started crying bitterly, and said that I already know all this. Last night I was awake. After putting me to sleep, when you went to your room, after some time a boy entered the house. He went to your room, gave you sleeping pills, and then came to my room. I had locked myself in the room. He also tried to give me sleeping pills, but I was saved. He was saying in your room that I come here not for your sake, but for the sake of your niece. The one who stomped me is none other than the same boy whom you used to call home. Your crime has become the biggest crime of my life. You have made me cry for the whole life. I kept saying these things, and then became unconscious. My eyes were open in the hospital. Aunt told that the child that was growing in your womb has ended. I had tears in my eyes after hearing Aunt's words, because I was not able to give love to this child. He always reminded me of my troubles and my past, and I used to hate the child all my life after seeing him. Aunt had decided to take revenge from that boy. She called him in the house again one night. When he entered, they called the police and said that he was a thief. He was arrested on the charges of theft. On the other hand, the news of divorce had also spread in the whole family. I was afraid that now everyone will blame me, but God bless Samir. He told everyone that I'm divorcing my wife because I liked some other girl. He took my blame upon himself. After divorcing her, I had many relationships, but I am not at all ready to tie the knot with anyone right now. Now you tell me, what should I do now, friends? If you liked our story, then please do let us know by commenting, like the video, and share it as much as possible. If you are new to this channel, then do subscribe and press the notification bell so that you get the next update first.